clap, please. Everybody clap. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Is this the main camera, Mark? This one here?
No.
Oh, hello, everybody. My name is Joss. I'm joined by the handsome, illustrious, incredible guitar playing friend of mine, Monsieur Ariel Posen.
Hello.
All the way from Canada on tour.
Yes.
Ariel's doing like a, I guess you could call it like I don't know, a meet and greet sort of thing in store today at the a hangout, yeah.
Big event for you guys tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be fun because basically the whole thing is, me and Ariel are sitting here on the sofa.
Ariel and I.
Ariel and I are sitting here on the sofa in the vault room at GAC, which is basically the room which is full of custom shop, rare and exotic guitars.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
staring at a bunch of lefties.
Yeah,
nice lefties.
Never enjoyable for us, but hey, they're still good-looking guitars though.
They're beautiful.
So as I said, yeah, Ariel's down. So we thought we'd just take the opportunity to have a chat, basically.
Yeah.
Just have our own personal hang.
Yes.
Because it's been a little while.
It has.
Which is. I mean, I saw you on Monday, obviously, for your show in Brighton.
Yes, thanks for coming.
Which was killer.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, Tom, and Mark as well. We enjoyed it.
Anytime. That was a really fun show.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody in Brighton for coming out.
Hell yeah.
It was great.
So, I guess I kind of want to start with just how everything's going, really. I mean, since I last saw you, we were talking about the album release.
Yes.
And I got to hear a couple of songs off of the record before it was released, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited, and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And ever since the album's come out, and you've been doing this whole your own thing vibe, everything's been going absolutely insanely well for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's
much.
It's been. I'm happy if 10 people like it, So it's been a great reception, and there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to make something like this work and put gas in the tank necessarily. So I've been hitting it very hard per se, on stage, and even more so off stage. Behind the scenes work, but it never ends, the work, and I'm grateful that anybody is taking a liking to it, and let's just see what happens. I'm too deep in it to look back now, or to bail, So I'm enjoying it. I really, truly am enjoying it.
Good.
I'm enjoying it.
I mean, the reception has been amazing, not just from, not like a personal sort of speaking. I knew I was going to like it just not because of what you do, but because of just that vibe of
thanks, man.
That vibe of playing, the vibe of music that you've gone for and stuff. I knew I was going to dig it anyway. But the reception from we've got Tom, we've got Matt, we've got Mark, we've got Damien from Reunion Blues in the room as well. Ooh. And the difference being me showing Tom the record and Mark listening to the record and stuff, and then Mark hearing the record and wanting to come to the show because it's an awesome sounding record. So
that's what it's all about, right there.
Exactly.
I guess that's honest. That's as honest as it gets.
Exactly. So the reception from me showing people has been amazing as well. So
cool.
Because I can't put it on all being personally liking it and all that sort of stuff. So apart from that, I kind of want to just know what's going on after the tour. So because the tour's coming to an end, isn't it?
Well, the UK
leg
is done tomorrow. Our last show is tomorrow, and then I'm got some shows in Ireland.
Yeah.
And then I have shows in the States, the US for a couple weeks. And then I'll be going, and then just some scattered gigs, which I haven't really announced yet. Sure. Festival season and stuff like that. But this whole thing is kind of taken me till about the beginning of June right now. So it's still busy. But I've been writing a lot. And that's the way it works when you put an album out and properly strategize it and make a plan, the album's been done since the end of June, beginning of July, so I've been sitting on it for a long time. In that time, it's not like I'm not writing, so I've written a lot of more material, and already I'm thinking about the next album. So I'm going to be writing a lot more, because now I have the luxury of having a way bigger batch of songs to choose from, rather than, I had a little tiny batch for this album, and there was a couple that didn't make the cut. But it was still nice to have some options. This time I want to have as many as possible to choose from. If I could have 20 songs, and I'm about halfway there already, to choose from and get a good solid 10 or so, that would be
awesome.
So a lot of writing in the meantime.
Superb.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, They're all sitting a well blank faced. Obviously, you can throw questions at me as well,
they're
guys.
like, they're
just
at the
if
cinema.
anything comes up, if anything comes up, just give me a shout because we're going to keep this in the video. This isn't like the standard GAC sort of stuff that we used to do. So just if you have any questions, throw them at me or throw them at. I don't have to. Ask me. And then I'll ask Ariel, okay?
Yeah, don't ask me
yes,
directly,
Damien.
please.
So Joss,
yes, mate.
what is Ariel's writing process?
Ariel, what's your writing process? No. Yeah, so the voice of Damien. So yes.
I actually heard that one.
Yeah, I should just hold your ears.
Yeah.
So yeah, go on.
My writing process is, it always starts with an idea, like a musical idea.
Yeah.
So whether it be a chord progression or a melodic thing, it usually starts from that. I'm not the type of person to jot down literally a full song of lyrics on I wish I was, because all my colleagues and friends do that, and I'm jealous. I just not the way my brain works.
Yeah.
It starts with a melody or a chordal thing, and sometimes, I might be singing a line, just might come to me with words attached to it.
Yeah.
And that will start something, and I'll go from there. But 9 out of 10 times, it's a musical thing, and then it just grows from there.
Yeah.
That's generally the process. Yeah.
Superb. Tom, you got anything?
What's your favourite song to play?
Of mine.
Yeah.
The thing is that it keeps changing, because as the set evolves and things get more comfortable with the band and whatnot, and yeah, I've really actually been enjoying. Well, okay, so out of my tunes, I've really been enjoying playing How Long, which is the title track, just because it's been going over very well. And a lot of these songs do, but something about that song, it's like it's about 5 songs into the set, and like the first 4 songs are pretty in your face, like kind of rocking, and then we just kind of bring it back down for that song, and it gives everybody a moment to go like, yeah. So and for me too, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying that.
I mean, usually the title tracks for albums hold quite a lot of gravitas for the artist as well sometimes, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Is it one of those tracks on the albums that holds quite a bit of weight for you, playing it live and stuff, because of it being the title track off of your debut album?
It does, yeah, it does. And Fade is like that too, just because it was the first song I put out, and it was the first official piece of music that I put out into the world. So a lot of people think I'm not going to play it, and then when we play it, they're happy about it.
The video for that is killer as well, just the whole live band vibe situation. It's a
thanks,
really
man.
Cool thing.
Thank you.
Give me a kiss. No. So, I kind of want to move on to, because I don't want to, it's one of those situations where when you're hanging, you can just talk for
we can go all day.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So, I kind of want to get into the gear and what's going on.
Let's do it.
I know we've got a camera on the pedal board.
Yes.
So, Ariel is going into our Hamstead. This is the Artist 60, which we do stock down here. So, kind of start from your guitar and let's go through. Well, I mean, you've done this multiple times.
Yeah,
we've done this together already as well.
Yep.
So just kind of do what we did, but you've got a little bit more. You've got a little bit more time on your hands now, so you can run us through whatever you want to run us through, really.
Well, we'll go in order. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that.
So this is my direct sound. Have a pedal on, and I may as well do this the way that I run.
Yeah.
So right now I have the Duelist and the Dane as my 2 main overdrives. The Duelist is typically my always on, and where the Dane is right now on this tour, I've experimented with a few different pedals. A lot of people know I love the Hudson Broadcast.
Yeah, killer pedal.
And we're actually cooking something up that we've been working on, so I use that for a couple gigs. I don't want to get too deep into that yet.
Sure.
I had the Origin Effects Revival drive on there for basically the first half of the tour, which was great as well.
It's a killer pedal as well.
It's a beast. There's a whole lot.
It's a mammoth, yeah.
Yeah, and then I've had this for the last 4 or 5 gigs. The Dane is great. Just killer overdrive.
No, it's amazing.
And actually, another way that I've been using it is because I have the Duelist on all the time. I'll have it on just the boost side.
Oh, okay,
and hit the Duelist with the boost. So let's set it up like that, just for the sake of
checking it out.
So yeah, I always have the Duelist on, but I'm always running my guitar at about 6 or 7. So it's pretty clean. So that's full on. It can get pretty mean.
Yep.
But 90% of the time,
Sure.
it stays at about 6 or 7.
So you're running it on the heavy hand side.
Yeah, which is the blues breaker
right?
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, if I went to the glass side, the string.
Sure.
You know, maybe I'm just telling myself that it's a touch warmer.
I know. No, the heavy hand, I can kind of hear it. It is a touch warmer. I think that's why guys like Kirk and Josh use the string singer for strats, just because it has that sort of brighter.
Well, Josh only uses it with a Strat.
He does, doesn't he?
No, so like if he uses a Strat,
Sure.
he uses only that
Side.
that has to be on. And he has no drive all the way here.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Great pedal, though. That's what works for me. I typically go for warmer sounding stuff.
Yeah.
So that's on all the time. Let's go in order, shall we?
Yeah.
You know what, let me grab this just in case. So the first thing, hello, is also by Jesse Davies, the Octaland.
Yes.
Which is great. It does like the...
Oh, yeah.
And if you turn it down... You know, I really love dynamic pedals, and
yes.
And it's polyphonic, so you can kind of get those chordal things where... A lot of Octavian pedals don't let you really do that.
No, well,
the Octahive is good for that too. That's why I like that pedal.
The Octahive is really good for that. Yeah.
So that's a lovely little thing. The next pedal is the Oz by Vemuram, and maybe you guys want to get a shot under the board, and you can fly it in if you want. It's an absolute mess down there, but you'll see what's cooking underneath.
Sure.
It's it's the Oz Noise Signature Fuzz by Vemuram.
Yeah.
And so they have the Shanks, which is great. They have a silicon and a germanium version of that. Yeah. The Oz is a silicon version as well. I don't know the big differences. All I know is that I like it.
Sure, that's what matters.
And it sounds a lot and has the same characteristics as Jesse Davies' silicon Fuzz, which I have on my other board. So it sounds like this. So it's really woolly and warm. And again, you know, if I turn it off, the Duelist, and just use that.
Once again, dynamic.
But I never run it like that. I always have the
Yeah, sure.
I always have the Duelist on.
It's like me with the, I bought the Cornerstone Antique.
Oh, yeah,
so
great.
I've always got the Cornerstone on.
Yeah.
On top of a clean channel, just to have that little bit more.
Yeah, and the Cornerstone Antique, that's the overdrive I'm using on those live videos.
Sure.
The one in the furniture store that you said.
Yeah,
that's
in the furniture store. Yeah.
Hey, Rob Woodell, that's your furniture store. Thanks again for letting us use it. Okay, so the Duelist is number 3. Now, number 4 is the Dane.
Shout out to Peter Omre, obviously.
Yo, Pete.
Yeah.
So I should also say 9, 10, and 11 those are the only presets I have, and 9 is the Duelist, 11 is the Dane, and 10 is the Duelist and Trem, so I don't have to step on 2.
Sure.
So I'm going to step on 11 right now, but really it's just giving us 4. Okay? Oh. I have it set kind of. Now if I go to the Duelist, you hit it with the clean boost, it gets really loud. Yeah. So that works great in a band setting. Like when you want to just kick your volume up just a touch, but you don't necessarily want to add more dirt and you don't want to stack the chord. Just the clean boost is great. And even on its own, what am I doing here? You know, this is just clean again. No pedals. Just with the boost alone. I don't know if it'll come across as well on camera, but like in the room, it just. Gives you that hair that you want.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that is the Cali 76.
Great pedal.
Great compressor. I really don't use it that much live, just because I don't really want to compress my sound live.
Yeah.
And I want to control the dynamics.
Especially when even when it's 3 of you. Just that compression can sometimes mask and hide. I mean, I love using compression when I'm sitting there on my own and playing. Yeah. As soon as I put it into a band mix, I never have it on. For some reason, I don't know why, but...
Well, here's something interesting, and I was telling the Origin Effect guys about this. I run it at 18 volts, like you're supposed to, and it's after fuzz and drives. Now, when I first got it, I put it on a smaller board that I had, and I ran it at 9 volts at the beginning of the chain. First thing. Yeah. And left it on all the time. And what it did was, if I had to play a gig and I had to be super quiet, having it on pretty much flat all across the board just gave it, first of all, it was all about how it felt. It like made it playable. It felt good. It gave you that saggy thing at a low volume, but it also kind of made it pop a bit more. And then if I really wanted to be loud, but usually it would be too pokey, it would soften it up in a way that felt, it was great for that. Yeah. And then when I put it to 18 volts and redid the board for the like 1,000th time, it was a completely different effect. It was a lot more headroom. It was a lot more compressed. In fact, it was more compressed than I would ever prefer to use it. And that's why it works great in the studio for recording. It's amazing. And just live, I just don't use it that much. But it does. It's like the Tesla of compressor pedals, in my opinion, without anything on.
Origin. That is a company we stock. We stock Origin Effects, and the Cali compressors are, as you said, by far the best compressor pedals I've ever tried.
Also, shout out to Thorpe's Fat General is really good.
The Fat General is amazing as well, and I wanted to give a shout out to James just because I've got a gunshot recently, and it is just unbelievable.
Yeah, and I used my other board when I did my record, and it's the Fat General like on fade. Yeah. That's like the only compressed thing on the album. Really.
Yeah, sure.
But here it is with just clean. Oh, let me do that again. That's my reverb.
Strange sounding compressor there.
Cool, yeah. Idiot. All right. So this is without any pedals except the Cali. With the Duelist. And I use it so the way I have it set is flat. I'm not using nearly as much compression as someone would be typically. So that's that. Next is the Hall of Fame 2 by TC.
Yep.
And I always use an amp that has reverb.
Sure.
In the rare event that you're using backline and you can't find reverb, or you have an amp without reverb, I can use that as a backup. I can also use the Flint as backup reverb. But the way I have the Hall of Fame set is my tone print, which I did with them. And it gives you this pillowy kind of thing. Hence the name is called Pillow Talk. Sounds like this. Without it, with it. And it's actually fairly subtle. It's just... So really, really nice. Again, I don't really have that much use for it at the moment. In my set, it's there maybe if I get bored. But as a backup, it's great. It's essential just to have a reverb just in case the amp doesn't have one.
I love how all of those passages that you play sound like they could be in Toy Story.
You hear that, Disney?
Yeah. What a new writer. Yeah.
So that is the Hall of Fame 2. Next, I'm using the H9 by Eventide, and I never thought I'd be the type of guy to go to the H9. Like when I was younger, I had a pitch factor, I had a time factor, I had a mod factor. I sold it all. It's like, this is too much. But now that it's all in one box, it's kind of like the session man's Swiss Army knife.
Sure.
So the way I use it for my set and for what I do is so simple. The way I use it on a session, like the world is limitless. You know, I pull out my phone, it's connected to it, it's maxed out, so I have every sound, Eventide sound, so like pitch factor, time factor, mod factor, Joss factor, GAC factor, every single, factor, it's all in there.
The Joss factor is the best one. Even though I sound like I'm 14, obviously.
Yeah.
The Joss factor.
So it's amazing for that. The way I use it live, though, and I probably won't do this forever, but because I like having delay pedals separate as its own usually.
Yeah.
But the only bad thing about it is that, I'm using delays and a Leslie sound with it. So if I want to use a delay and a Leslie sound,
it has to be two separates.
Yeah, it has to be one or the other.
Sure.
But that's fine because I don't usually use
delay
Leslie
and
with
Leslie
delays.
Yeah. Which is a good thing, yeah.
Yeah, so the first one is a long delay. And I can tap that to whatever I want. So that's good. I really like the slap. I love slap because it kind of I have this one song called Get You Back. Well, let me get to it. Now let's get to it now. It's harmonic trem, right? So,
yeah.
Which is the Flint. Sounds like this. And I kick on the slap. And the solo is exactly. So it's a really stretched out solo section, so it starts really quiet, and I kind of get down to and I just like this. It sounds like it's a room mic in there, you know?
Yeah, I know.
So I digress. That's the slap, and the last one is the Leslie. Sounds like this. particularly like kicking on the Vemorem Oz with it. It's
No, superb.
it's fun. And that's it. That's the board. And the harmonic trem from the Flint, which I showed you. Kind of get lost in it.
Yeah, I definitely. I can definitely understand the vibe.
That's the board, though.
Well, there you go.
And that's the
I think. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's. I mean, I kind of done it the other way around. Instead of going, let's do your board and then tell everybody what you're doing, we're basically finished in terms of what are you tickling.
Reunion Blues. Let's talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. Just tickle Damien's fancy, shall we?
Yeah.
I mean, even though I'm not going to ask you because you're there, so I don't know what to ask. So
ask me.
Yeah, fire away in terms of like, all right, what sort of question do you want me to? What do you want to ask Ariel about Reunion Blues? Because
what brought you to Reunion Blues and what made you want to become like an artist for them? Like,
is that the question, or are you going to ask it?
So.
No.
It's a great question.
Yeah, because
I got to get into
we're going to have everybody. Tom told me to ask you.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to ask me.
He's not allowed to ask me, no. He's not allowed to look at me.
You can look at me in the eye.
Just don't ask me anything. Reunion Blues.
Yes.
This is one of the big things, one of the main reasons as to why we're even having this evening with you.
Yes.
So thanks to Damien and those guys for
you,
even
Damien.
asking or helping out with this whole event.
Shout out to Damien. Not only is he helping this event, he has been such a great help this whole entire tour, driving us around, helping with merch, supplying us with brownies, basically everything.
Oh yeah, because Damien was telling me his wife makes the most killer brownies.
Extremely.
Linfield Brownie Company.
Shout out!
Do you know what the weird thing is, right? So we've already spoken about it. I was living in Haywards Heath, and literally Damien lived just around the corner, and I was selling him guitars when I was here before I moved on, and now I'm back. And now I'm back. We're working together, and you're selling me stuff.
It always comes full circle.
Exactly, right? So I guess the one thing I want to ask is why Reunion Blues, and how did it even come about?
Yeah, I had been not super precious about guitar gig bags most of my life. I had a bunch of mono bags.
Yeah.
The singles, and once they started doing the doubles, I mean, everyone and their dog would use a double bag because why would I take two different cases when I can put them all in one? You know,
exactly.
No brainer. And yeah, I'd go through a lot of them. I travel a lot and I'd beat the crap out of them and got to replace and whatnot. And then I just happened to I stumbled upon the internet one day.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I saw Reunion Blues UK. I was in Ireland at the time, and I introduced myself and said, "Hello, how are you?" And he wrote back and said, "Good, you?"
Yeah.
I responded, "Good, thanks." And then that was it for about 2 weeks. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No one made the first move.
We just got chatting, and I was aware of Reunion Blues. I have some friends who have used that stuff, and it always looked really solid and great. And yeah, we just got talking. He said, "Do you want to check any of them out, try them out?" And I said, "Absolutely, let's do it." And right out the gate, just like really good quality bags, very light, less bulky.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's stronger material, so it was like really taking good care of it. And the double bag is so much smaller than the mono. I'll be honest, like I can't fit a 335 style guitar in there for the double, but without a bunch of bulky cables and stuff in the front pocket, like a Strat style guitar, a Les Paul style guitar, or a Tele on your back, it almost feels like 1.5 guitars. It feels so much lighter than 2. It's amazing how bulky those mono ones are, and just any other double cases are. So I've just been enjoying the weight or lack of weight.
Yeah.
And the protection for the instruments is fantastic. And the service, dealing with Damien has been such a true joy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He cares. He cares about the peeps.
Yeah. I mean, all of a sudden I saw, I mean, the beautiful thing is apart from having you come in and do this sort of thing, I was talking to Damien over dinner when we were at your show.
Yes.
And you walked past and we were all waving.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
It was Matt Schofield is playing them now. Josh Smith is using Reunion. You're using Reunion Blues, and that link between us selling the Reunion Blues and the strings. The how do you pronounce it?
Kurt Mangan.
Kurt Mangan, doing the strings, has led us to having you in, and hopefully getting Josh in the store, and hopefully at one point getting Matt in the store. And it's just those things that allowing the and Damien always being on it, so it's And inside, I saw inside the case, and it's great because it looks on one of them. It almost looked like crushed velvet, and I was like, oh, it's like a coffin, which is obviously a comfortable place.
Well, Owen, my bass player, was checking one out for his bass, and he opened it up and he just started talking into it. I don't know how he did that.
Yeah.
And it was very dampening in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, sonically, it sounded really good in there.
I'm definitely going to put someone in. No, I'm not.
If you ever want to record vocals or acoustic guitar, I was actually thinking about this. Don't think I'd ever do this, but you could definitely, if you're recording acoustics or vocals in a room with hardwood floors, high ceilings, and it's really loud.
Yeah.
Dead in here. Okay, good. I know we're in full carpet zone
here.
Full
carpet zone.
But you could actually technically take a case like that, prop it up right in front of your mic, and you would dampen a lot of that noise.
Yeah. To be honest.
Pro tip.
I mean, to be honest, all I saw was a vision of you, like, in a case just going, yeah.
That's literally what we did. Like, take a sing in this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Comedia there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it, really, man. I mean, we've gone through. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're watching this video or you're watching any of Ariel's live stuff and you're trying to learn it, he's in B standard, just so you know.
Yes.
So the guitar is tuned to like a baritone tuning.
Everything up a fourth. Yeah.
Everything up a fourth, but it's a standard Strat scale length. So.
Yes.
Which is very cool.
And if you want to learn more about the guitar, we did a video on Guitar Bros, right?
We did, on Guitar Bros demos, me and Tom. And so, yeah, you can definitely learn about the Mule stuff. I gave him a message just to say how much I loved the quality.
How much?
Just how much. About how much I love the quality after playing yours, or at least holding it at the show, and finally getting to have a little rip on it today. So, he's done. It's an incredible instrument. Like it's a hollow metal guitar.
Yeah, it's
like a resonator.
It's different. Like he had already been doing Teles, the Mule caster, which is a Tele body, similar thing. And I love Teles, but I've always been a Strat guy. And I was telling you how it was all inspired by that song "Get You Back" that I played earlier. I did it on an old Tiesco Del Rey, $50 worth guitar, and it was just so microphonic. I just could not play it live, and so I wanted a guitar that could handle that sound and that tuning live, but still sound like a guitar and be playable. And it just has inspired so much more. I've written a lot on this guitar already, and I've started to transfer everything I'm doing onto this tuning and this guitar. So I'm really fond of it.
Cool.
Having fun with it.
Perfect. Well, all I can say is thank you for coming here and just having a chat with me and all that sort of stuff.
Anytime, good sir.
It's always good to see you.
Nice hoodie too.
Oh yeah, I wasn't going to say anything. So yeah, if you're luckily, oh my God, it's happening.
Lucky.
If you're lucky enough to be around this evening for our event with the grand opening of the Vault, to come and see Ariel do his thing, hang out, chat to Damien about the Reunion Blues stuff, chat to the staff, me about all the bits and pieces we have in the store. You bought some merch along.
Yep.
So
I got some stuff.
Yeah.
Is this going to be posted before tonight?
Definitely not. But I just wanted to say, I just want to make
impressive.
sure that everybody knows that they missed out massively if
Yes.
they're not here.
Yes,
Massively.
exactly.
So cool. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching. This is the Vault, so make sure you come down, speak to the members of staff in the store, and have a good look around. All of this stuff is here for you to play. So just make sure you come and ask a member of staff, they get it down, and you can have a really, really cool time chilling in here. Get a coffee, sit on the sofa, and just play some guitars. My name is Joss.
My name's Ariel.
And thank you for watching. This is The GAC Show. Cheers. Thank you, man.
Yes.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
That's great.
All good. All good.